Hey guys, it's Daniel. The following is a quote from Jim Morrison where he discusses one of the key moments of his adolescence. When Jim was a young boy, he witnessed the aftermath of a deadly automobile accident, an experience which left a deep impression on him and stuck with him for the rest of his life. Quote, "The first time I discovered death, me, my mother, father, grandmother, and grandfather were driving through the desert at dawn. A truckload of American Indians had either hit another car or something. There were Indians scattered all over the highway, bleeding to death. So we pulled the car up. I don't remember if I'd ever been to a movie. And suddenly there were all these natives, and they're lying all over the road, bleeding to death. I was just a kid. So I had to stay in the car while my father and grandfather went back to check it out. I didn't see nothing. All I saw was red paint and people lying around, but I knew something was happening because I could dig the vibrations of the people around me, because they're my parents and all of a sudden I realized that they didn't know what was happening any more than I did. That was the first time I tasted fear. And I do think at that moment, the soul or the ghosts of those dead Indians, maybe one or two of them, were just running around freaking out and just landed in my soul. And I was like a sponge, ready to just sit there and absorb it. It's not a ghost story. It's something that means something to me." End quote. The following is a quote from longtime Doors producer Paul Rothchild where he touches on the incident and the impact it had on Jim. Quote, "As a child, he was driving with his parents, and there was a truck full of American Indians that had crashed and overturned. There was a medicine man dying at the side of the road, and Jim, this 4 or 5-year-old child, vividly remembered a mystical experience when, as the shaman died, his spirit entered Jim's body. That was the pivotal event of his entire life. He always viewed himself as the shaman, having mystical powers and the ability to see through many facades to the truth. It was the power that drove him. This was the great force that pushed his life and took him out of the rigid, military environment of his youth and turned him into a seer.